You're watching your favorite Netflix show on your phone, but those ugly black bars on the sides are driving you insane because your foldable screen is just too narrow. Samsung has heard that frustration loud and clear. The company is getting ready to launch something that could completely change how we look at foldable phones. The Samsung Galaxy Wide Fold. This new Galaxy Foldable is designed specifically to fix the biggest complaint people have with current foldable phones: awkward aspect ratios and wasted screen space. And here's the crazy part. This isn't just a concept or a leaked prototype. Samsung has already registered the Galaxy Wide Fold in multiple countries, including the US, Canada, China, and South Korea. That means this device is real, it's in development, and it's coming. Today, we're diving deep into everything we know so far about the Samsung Galaxy Wide Fold, why it matters, and how it could reshape the entire foldable phone market. If you're interested in the future of foldable smartphones and media-first designs, you'll want to stick around until the end. Music. Let's start with the obvious question. Why does Samsung even need a wide fold when they already have the Galaxy Z Fold series? The answer comes down to one simple, long-standing problem: aspect ratio. Current Galaxy Z Fold devices use a tall, narrow design. When you unfold them to watch movies or Netflix, you still end up with thick black bars and content that never truly fills the screen. It feels like you're carrying a tablet-sized display, but only using a portion of it for video. Samsung's answer is the Galaxy Wide Fold. Instead of another tall foldable, this phone takes a completely different approach to design. According to reports from ET News, the Galaxy Wide Fold will feature a 7.6-inch inner display with a 4:3 aspect ratio. That 4:3 ratio is the real game changer here, because it's much closer to how a lot of video content, productivity apps, and web pages are formatted. On top of that, the device is expected to have a 5.4-inch cover screen on the outside, making it more compact and easier to use one-handed when folded. Think of the Galaxy Wide Fold as a foldable phone built for content consumption first, and productivity second, a direct response to how people actually use their devices day-to-day. Now, let's get into the technical side and model numbers. That leaked through the GSMA database. Samsung has already registered multiple Galaxy Wide Fold models for different regions, which strongly suggests a global launch, not a limited test run. Here's how the breakdown looks. SMF9710 designated for China, SMF971 heading to Canada, SMF971U, and SMF971U1 for the US market, with U likely carrier locked and U1 unlocked. SMF971N for South Korea, SMF971B for international and global markets. This level of regional planning shows Samsung is serious about making the Galaxy Wide Fold widely available from day one. But the production numbers are where it gets really interesting. Industry sources suggest Samsung is planning to manufacture around 1 million Galaxy Wide Fold units. That might sound small compared to regular smartphone volumes, but in the foldable category, that's a big commitment. For comparison, Samsung only produced hundreds of thousands of units of special editions like the Z Fold limited models and the experimental Z Tri-Fold. By contrast, a 1 million unit target for the Galaxy Wide Fold signals that Samsung expects real demand for a wider, more media-friendly foldable experience. Timing is another key piece of this puzzle, especially when you factor in Apple. There have been constant rumors that Apple is working on its own foldable device, often referred to as the iPhone Fold, or a foldable iPad-style product. Samsung launching the Galaxy Wide Fold now feels like a strategic move to dominate the wide foldable segment before Apple even enters it. This is classic Samsung. Instead of waiting to react to Apple, they're trying to define the category. First, so what actually makes the Samsung Galaxy Wide Fold different from existing Samsung foldables? The star of the show is that 4:3 inner display. When you unfold the Galaxy Wide Fold, you get a screen that's naturally better suited to landscape content and split-screen multitasking. movies, Netflix, YouTube, games, and even productivity. Apps like Office, Google Docs, and spreadsheets will have more usable real estate and less awkward cropping. The 5.4-inch external cover display is another important detail. It's smaller and wider than what we've seen on current Z Fold devices, making the phone more pocket-friendly when closed. This directly addresses another common complaint about foldable phones. They're often too tall, too heavy, and too bulky for everyday use. According to leaks, Samsung has already begun internal testing of the Galaxy Wide Fold, alongside the rumored Galaxy Z Fold 8 and Galaxy Z Flip 8. These devices have shown up on Samsung's test servers running One UI 9. The Galaxy Wide Fold specifically was spotted with the model number SMF971U on US test servers, which confirms that active development is underway. That kind of appearance usually means we're within months of an official reveal. Realistically, we could see Samsung debut the Galaxy Wide Fold sometime this year, likely at a Galaxy Unpacked event alongside the traditional Z Fold and Z Flip models. But Samsung isn't only changing the hardware. For a device like this, the software is just as important. One UI 9 is expected to bring optimizations tailored to the Wide Fold's 4:3 inner screen. That means smarter multitasking layouts, better app scaling, so your favorite apps don't look stretched or boxed in. Enhanced media playback with fewer black bars and better use of the available displays. Samsung has been refining its foldable software for several generations now. The Galaxy Wide Fold looks like the perfect showcase for those improvements. A device built from the ground up to take advantage of wide, tablet-style content. Now, let's look at the competitive landscape, because that's a big part of why this device exists. Brands like OPPO have already shown that smaller, wider foldables can be a hit. Devices like the OPPO Fine N series have been praised for their practical, book-style form factor and more natural aspect ratios compared to Samsung's taller Z Fold design. Samsung launching the Galaxy Wide Fold is a clear sign they've been paying attention to both user feedback and competitor success. It also positions Samsung strongly against other Android manufacturers who are rumored to be working on similar wide foldable form factors. From a user experience standpoint, the Galaxy Wide Fold solves several real pain points. Content creators get a wider canvas for video editing, timelines, and photo manipulation. Business users benefit from more natural document viewing, spreadsheet work, and presentations. Gamers enjoy a more immersive field of view without strange aspect ratio compromises. Everyday users get a better experience watching Netflix, scrolling social media, reading ebooks, or hopping on video calls. The production and testing timeline suggests Samsung is moving fast. Internal testing usually happens a few months before a commercial launch. Seeing the Galaxy Wide Fold on test servers now points to a potential release later this year. Historically, Samsung announces its new foldables at its summer Galaxy Unpacked events. So it's very possible we'll see the Galaxy Wide Fold revealed alongside the Galaxy Z Fold 8 and Galaxy Z Flip 8. That would give buyers three distinct foldable options. The traditional tall Z Fold for productivity, the compact Z Flip for style and portability, and the Galaxy Wide Fold for media, entertainment, and balance. Everyday use. If the Galaxy Wide Fold takes off, it could influence Samsung's entire future strategy in the foldable segment. A strong positive response to the wider aspect ratio might push Samsung to adopt this design language in future Z Fold generations, or keep the Wide Fold as its own dedicated content-first product line. In either case, this launch shows Samsung is willing to experiment with multiple foldable form factors instead of sticking to a single template. Market analysts are watching this closely because it could mark a turning point in foldable trends. If the Galaxy Wide Fold proves that content-friendly aspect ratios are what users really want, other brands will likely follow with their own wide foldable phones. That, in turn, could accelerate mainstream adoption of foldables by making them better suited to what people actually do most: watch videos, browse social media, multitask, and consume content.